Well, first of all, you've got to self-inquire. That's the first thing. Ask yourself the big questions. Who am I? What am I doing here? What's the meaning of all this? Rastafarianism is, in a nutshell, actually just means the search for God within yourself, or the search for the higher power, the search for the creator. It's all to do with connecting with your creator. We'll associate Rasta, to Rastafarianism. You must listen to lots of reggae music and smoke lots of weed, but that stereotype. And Rastafarianism is literally a spiritual thing. It's not a religion. It's a way of life, and it's a spiritual search. A friend of my wife's, he introduced me to a book called The Path of the Masters, which is all about the nature of the mind and looking at yourself. And that book then put me into things like looking into yoga, looking into meditation, looking into the alternate way of life. And once I read that book, I started reading books about the yoga masters, and saying these yoga masters, they can sit for hours on end. They can stand on their one leg for days on end. And I thought, these must know something, So I read their teachings, and they all saying like the same message. And they're all saying it's all within, all the answers inside. You've got to quiet the mind. I looked into that, and that's how I discovered Zen. With Zen, you just kind of just watch your thoughts and watch your mind. You then see a separation from the mind and the soul. You're realizing it's two separate entities, not letting what's happening next week or what's happened 2 years ago or what you've got to do next. And that's human nature, to be honest. The mind is just never in the present unless you practice it. So you have to connect the mind, body, and spirit. To do that, then I find doing Tai Chi, which is like a moving meditation, connects all three together. Same as yoga, which is a moving meditation, moving postures. And then it also promotes concentration. So when you're concentrating, you're obviously focused and you're aware. The body then moves in harmony with what's inside and what's inside here. So Tai Chi, yoga, all those things, quiet exercise benefit me. We're bombarded with advertisements these days, bombarded with this data and input. It's all to stimulate the mind. As you said, these people who so-called leaders who run these big companies and run the world, they know what they're doing. They know how the mind works. And they bombard us with all these data. The mind absorbs it because the mind needs to be stimulated. And the temptations is also all around us. And the mind just craves. It craves desires. It craves excitement. The mind craves, stimulus. And with Zen, when your mind is quiet, you can kind of see what's around you. You can see what's happening then. And you can see we're being misdirected and miseducated. Yeah, you got to question authority as well, and question the powers that be. Does it make sense? If it doesn't make sense, then question it. If things don't add up, question it. For fear, there's nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear, The only thing to fear is yourself. You need to fight the mind. The whole life is a battle against the mind versus the soul. When you get in deep into spiritualism, you realize the whole The whole meaning of life is this battle between the mind and the spirit. If you're really seeking to better yourself and be a spiritual person, if you're genuinely seeking, you will find it.